Hi friends, so GDP and stock market, what is happening? So as we all know, GDP is declining and stock market is scaling new heights every single day. And even the current RBI's report, Financial Stability Report, RBI mentions that there is a deep disconnect between whatever is happening in the financial markets and whatever is the ground reality. Even RBI is concerned. So if you are an equity investor, I think you will have the same questions, that is there a correlation between GDP and stock market after all? So if you have the same question, you will find this video interesting. So let's go. So let's first look at Nifty and GDP trend to put things into perspective. You see the black arrow, right? So this is the Nifty graph, and above we have GDP. So pre-coronavirus, GDP was still declining and Nifty was still rising, but the deviation was not that much. GDP was declining at a very slow pace and Nifty was also rising at a very slow pace. So we can't say at this stage that there was a negative correlation. And then obviously the coronavirus happened here, and as expected, market crashed, and along with GDP also crashed. But then the real inflection point starts here, when market actually turned, and I would say unexpectedly, because nobody was expecting, not even the so-called experts. They were expecting the market to turn so swiftly, but the market did turn, and right now market is at 14,500 as things stand today, and GDP is still languishing. So at this stage we can say that, is there any correlation between GDP and stock market at all? To answer this question, I think we'll have to look into the components, what makes and drives GDP as well as stock market. So let's look at those. So let's look at GDP first. So GDP calculation is done based on two parameters, either income or expenditure. Now in India, the GDP calculation is done based on expenditure. It is released by Ministry of Statistics every quarter. Now, if we look at GDP, then what are the major components which make for GDP? If you see, there are two major components here. One is GFCF, which is gross fixed capital formation. Another is private consumption. There are other components like valuables, inventory, export minus import, and all those, which are covered in others and which are actually not very significant in terms of total percentage. So we'll focus on these two components, which are almost 85 to 86% of the total GDP. So let's look at these two components in detail first. Private consumption is primarily durable goods, non-durable goods and services, and gross fixed capital formation, residential and non-residential. Let's see it in a bit of detail. So durable goods are like fridge, your television, and your washing machine, etc. And non-durable goods and services are like groceries, and services are like telephone bills, broadband, etc. Residential, of course, as the name suggests, is building and maintenance of residential houses, apartments, etc. And non-residential is your building of factories, and then buying of machine tools, and all of those things. So we have seen what drives GDP, what are the factors behind GDP. Now let's see what are the factors which drive stock market. So at a very basic level, what drives stock market? It's the corporate earnings, right? So if today's corporate earnings as well as the anticipated future corporate earnings are considered to be good, then this will drive the stock market generally. Now what drives corporate earnings today as well as in future? At a basic level, it's the demand. So if there is a demand for their products and services, it will drive the earning and hence it will drive the stock prices as well, right? Now this demand is a major component of GDP. This makes almost 55% of GDP, private consumption. So private consumption drives corporate earnings, and then corporate earnings drive their stock prices. As simple as that. But this equation, however simple, is actually it's not that simple, because this answers the question in theory that of course everybody knows that corporate earnings will rise in the future and stock market will rise, right? So this is all good. This answers a basic theoretical question that what drives the stock prices? It's ultimately the demand for their products and services. But what exactly is driving the stock markets now and why? This equation does not answer that question. So if we look at it from another angle, right? What is one factor which drives the stock prices? It's the money. The money flows. And what drives money flows? It's the yield. Now money flows where the yield is, right? Money will flow into a particular asset class if it expects that asset class will deliver the yield. So this is the reason why the money is pouring into the equity markets. The expectation of yield right now and as well as in future. But why this happens? Why the money flows into equities? Now why this is happening? Why the money is flowing into equities? So imagine you are a hedge fund manager managing various asset classes, right? You're managing billions of dollars and it will have all the asset classes in it. Your equities in the emerging markets, your equities in the developed markets, and precious metals like gold, etc., and other asset classes, right? You're managing this portfolio and coronavirus happens, right? What will you do? You'll have to redistribute, you'll have to readjust your portfolios depending upon the current situation, right? So in situations like this, what happens is the interest rates are cut. So when the interest rates are cut, what happens is the cost of capital falls. So the result of decrease in cost of capital is the equities have to be re-rated. The valuation of equity increases because the cost of capital has fallen, right? So what is the result of that? The result is the increase inflows into the equities. So in Indian market, in 2 months alone, 1.1 lakh crore has been poured into the equity markets, in Indian equity markets by FIIs. So result is what you are seeing in the stock market, right? Your Nifty is touching 14,500, right? So this is the result of readjustment of equities as an asset class in a big portfolio. Now what happens to gold? In an uncertain environment, your gold obviously will receive higher weightage, right? So as a result, your gold price will also shoot up, and this is what has happened. Since March, gold prices have shot up. So in summary, what you are seeing in the markets is the readjustment of some very big portfolios. The portfolios which manage billions and billions of dollars. When those portfolios are adjusted, this is what happens. This is the result of adjustment of those portfolios. So in future, whether the equities will get corrected or not, it is anybody's guess. But what we can say as per the logic is the following, that once the interest rates start increasing, then the resulting effect will be that some of the money will be withdrawn from the equities because the valuation will again get re-rated. This is what will happen. Immediately interest rates are not going to get corrected. This does not seem like it. And this money which is being poured into Indian stock market is not alone. All the stock markets across all the globe, whether it is European market or whether they're Asian markets like South Korean's Kospi, your Japan's Nikkei, and Taiwan's weighted index, all are rising. All indexes are rising. This is the result of that redistribution of the portfolios. We are seeing the result in the equity markets. I hope this clarifies to some extent what is happening in the equity markets. If you really like this video, please share it ahead and like it and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, we'll meet again. Thank you.